Buenos dias. I am back today with my tailored blouse. Now, it's not done, but I just wanted to come in and give you an update. So today is Wednesday, April 15th at 1:46 in the afternoon. And so I have a little time before I have to go out and do a couple things. So I just wanted to pop in because my plan is to sew today. I've sewn yesterday, and it's hard to keep up with, like when you're recording your sewings, it's kind of difficult to keep up. Let me get this pattern. Okay, I said tailored blouse. It's a tailored shirt, and I am doing view E. But I added a pocket here, and I decided to change the collar stand, the cuffs, the placket, and I'll tell you why. So this fabric is like a crepey, I'm gonna say crepe, but it stretches a lot. When I tell you, to the point of distortion almost. So what I've learned from this experience is if I cut anything out in this kind of fabric, I have to sew it right away or preserve it in a special way. Like I just had this thing, like I just had it, you know, in a basket. And so some of the pieces were really distorted, including the collar and the collar stand. And I'm like, there's no way I can put this on here. Well, it worked out great, didn't it? Because I found this in my stash in my remnant pieces. And it's Virginia's. It came from Virginia's stash. And the minute I picked it up and put it together, I'm like, this is what I'm doing. Like, this is what I'm doing. Like, this is so me. What I've gotten done so far is the collar and the collar stand on. All I have to do now is just slip stitch this collar facing to the blouse, to the top. This is so cute. Oh, that's right. I got to buy buttons today. I just remembered that. So what I have left to do is to tack that down and put the cuffs on. I've gotten the plackets in. You can see that. I've gotten the plackets in. I did one yesterday. I did one last week sometime. And then the cuffs are going to be out of this fabric here also. Right, so it'll match the placket in the top. Isn't that fire? That's fire, okay? I do have to, so I picked out buttons that I want. I selected the buttons that I want. However, I have two buttons, so I'm going to put a button here. I haven't even put the buttonhole on yet because I needed to be sure of the size. I need 5 buttons for the top, 2 buttons for the sleeves, and a button for the pocket. Now, the 2 buttons that I have, I'm going to use for the sleeve, but I want to just kind of match them up. So I'm going to go to Hobby Lobby today and pray, oh my goodness, that I find a good button to go with this blouse. But I love the way it's turning out. I don't want to do a final review yet because I always like to actually style it and do some kind of a review. So that's kind of how I like to do my videos. However, I will say I'll be making this again. I almost cut out a second one. And I said, Terry, now wait a minute. How much sense does that make? to cut out a second one before you finish your bomber jacket, before you finish your, you know what I mean? It's so easy to get distracted, but I saw how nicely this was coming together, and I wanted it in a different fabric. So the fabric choices on here: cotton, rayon, polyester, silk, wool crepe, challis, lightweight broadcloth, cotton silk, linen, linen types. Okay, just about anything you want, for real. And this is from the series, not series, but the system called Sewing Step by Step. Yeah, Sewing Step by Step. It was a system that was out in the 90s, I think 93 and 94. So I got this from Virginia. Like, I didn't have this in my own. I inherited this from her, and I love this pattern. It's like from 4 to 22, and then there's cards that go with it. I'll talk about that in the final video. But yes, my goal today is to at least get the cuffs on and the collar stand facing stitched to the shirt. When I go out today, I'm going to see if I can find the buttons. I'm glad I'm talking about this now because I need to put the button in my purse. I am really excited about this project. This is the kind of stuff that I love. You know, making things that have your signature on it. I've always liked mixing prints. I've always liked color blocking. I think somehow, some way I got away from it a little bit, but I am so delighted. It started with that simplicity jacket. When I started putting my own little spin on there, I just couldn't stop. And I'm like, why should I? It's me. It's who I am. So I will see how far I get today. There's no guarantee that I'll be able to come back on and give you an update. But certainly the next time I do film or the next time I come on camera, I'll tell you where I'm left off, where I have left off. If I could get this done, today is Wednesday. If I could get this done by this weekend, that would be great. Done and photographed and all that good stuff by this weekend, that would just be perfect. So I hope your day is going well. It's nice and rainy here. It's been rainy for the last couple days, but you know something is growing. So what I'm about to do now is finish the underarm seam and the side seam. Okay. This is the bottom of the sleeve, obviously. Now, the one thing that I learned too is that when you do this side first and then you do this one, it's much better. It's that first side that really gives you a little bit of trouble. And I don't know if you remember if I said it in another video, but this fabric has somewhat of a roll factor. So this might not be the best finishing technique for this fabric, but you know, I didn't know until I got into it, so I just decided to finish with this. We're on our way. So this is the tight part. This is the sleeve. This is where I said I wish I had, because all of this would be open had I not gone ahead and put the placket on. But I wasn't thinking. Sometimes you got to think it all the way through. So, and this finger here, I can just feel the edge, and I'm looking at where this foot is with respect to this seam right here. Always put my needle down so I won't be moving something. This is good. This side is really good. This is gonna come out great. I can already feel this. And if you just weren't sure about it, look how beautiful that is. That's like falling. This is the side I'm sewing down. That side is down already. All right, I'm coming to the seam, the cross seam here. So let's have a look at that. This should be okay. We'll see at the end. This is worth it to me. It was this or sew and binding. So I'll tell you what I feel like my choices were. I feel like my choices were to bind each one of those seam allowances, which I did not want to do. I could have pinked them, used pinking shears to finish them. I did not want to do that either. Just not that I would never want to do it. I just didn't want to do it for this project. And, you know, I mean, I could have done French seams, but I would have had to start with that. So This was my best bet, and I'm good. I'm okay with it too, because you know I'm just yapping. You know, practice, you get better with practice. So yeah. Okay, it feels like something's going on right here. This is a middle seam here, and this is lined up right against the edge, this side of the presser foot. It's a little narrow right here. Yep. I mean, I don't care that it's not perfect, right? Because I'm practicing. So on the outside, I mean, you're not gonna, you know what I mean? Like if you notice that it's wonky right there, good for you. Not sure how far I'm gonna get on this mic, but I am gonna try. My mic is about to die. I got a blinking light. But what I got done here was I did not get to stitch this. Okay, so that cut off right away. Like I didn't get anywhere. So I hope you can hear me. I have a different mic set up. However, so what I got done today was I finished, got to clip the strings. I finished both sides, right? The underarm seam and the side seam. So I finished that with just like a roll, a fold under kind of hem type of situation. And I got one sleeve on, one cuff on. You know what's interesting is the cuffs look a lot bigger in the, they look a lot wider in the pattern, but they're not that wide. There's only one pattern piece for the cuff. I thought maybe there may have been two sizes, but there's not. There's just one, and that's fine. It's okay. I did go to Hobby Lobby. They don't have the buttons that I want, so let me show you the button. So look at that button there. Isn't that the button? Let me see if I can zoom in. Isn't that pretty? They didn't have the kind that I wanted. I have two of these. These are going to go on the cuffs. And then I need 6 more buttons that I'm going to order from Amazon either tonight or tomorrow. So they should be in any time. You know, in no time, I should say. Shout out to Boston Fabric Stash. I got my package in the mail today. It came exactly when it said it would, Friday, February 24th. And so now I can continue on with my project. Thank you very much. It's just what I wanted. I love them. And I ordered that off of Etsy.
So what I have left to do then is just stitch the facing down, finish the cuffs, the buttons, and the hem.
And I'll be done. I will be done. I love how this top is turning out. So hopefully I'll get to do some more tomorrow. I'm about to go work out today. So I'm like, I gotta go. So I'm going to wash this makeup off and get me a good workout in. And then I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is I had an issue with the sleeve, right? There's always something in sewing, right? I think that's what you have to wrap your head around sometimes. Sometimes projects go so smooth, but then you hit these little snags. So I think I had mentioned earlier that my fabric was distorted a little bit, like kind of out of shape, right? The sleeves were fine though. Well, the bottom was a little, but I knew it was something I could work with because there's a cuff going on it. But what I realized is there's 2 types of finishes for the sleeve. All of the views except for mine have pleats, and then mine has gathers. And I hadn't realized that when I started to to attach the cuff. And I'm like, wow. So in the instructions, the version that's shown is the one that has pleats. Right? So I was like, well, maybe I'm supposed to have pleats, but I didn't have any markings on my pattern. Nor did I see the little small word gather at the bottom. So I had to go back fishing through the pattern pieces. I'm going to tell you what, The truth lies in the pattern pieces. That's what I've discovered. When something's wrong, something's wonky, you go back to the pattern piece and it's going to be right there. So the truth is in the pattern pieces, I think. So in any case, I saw that there was a separate sleeve pattern that had pleats for all the views except for mine in view D, because view D is like a short sleeve version. So initially I was trying to put pleats in my sleeves, but it wasn't working. I'm like, this is just way too much pleating going on. Like, you know, what's going on? So in any case, that was an unexpected situation that I ran into when I was constructing this blouse, but it's what happens, it's what we do. So again, I just didn't want to forget that part. So I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye. Here's Terry. Do y'all remember? I'm probably dating myself, but I don't care. Do y'all remember Johnny Carson? Here's Johnny. And he dominated that scene before everybody else showed up, didn't he? Well, hola. Look who's back. Me and my tailored blouse. It is 3/16 on April 16th. And I am back with my tailored shirt. I keep saying blouse, shirt, shirt, blouse. Are those terms interchangeable? What? Okay, there's something wrong with this thing. It's dying very soon. Like, it says that I don't have any battery, but it charged last night, didn't it? Oh no, they're both dead. Okay, bye.
So, until next time, take care.